I was saying. I am against teen parenting. I'm against it. Okay. And I'm going to express why I'm against it. What I'm finding is those of us who have endured a teen parent, right? A lot of us, if not most of us, this is something that is very quiet that nobody talks about, but this is something that needs to be put out there on the table. There's a book called Adult Children with Immature Parents. That's a book that's on my book list to read. There's a lot of psychological healing and work that you have to do within when you come from having teen parents. I have to say this. I have to tell you this. Being raised by my grandparents, right? Because it wasn't just my grandma there, but being raised by my grandparents brought about some maturity in my life. And I'm not going to hold you. Between all of me and my cousins, the hindrance that hindered our lives were our parents. It was our mothers. Some my cousins, their fathers, and all of that, but mostly the mothers. That's what hindered the growth, causing all kind of dismay and trouble with their own mother. You see what I'm saying? And so I say all this to say, from what she's about to get into, everything she's saying about a grown woman, this is me. And this is who I have been and who I always tried, always was. I just was around very low, just very immature women. I just, like I said, I get fooled by material shit. I get fooled by, okay, she has a car, she has a house, oh, she has nice furniture. I get fooled by that shit all the time. And I'm learning to not be, because I'm learning like this is some real shit she talking, man. And of course she's a Virgo and the cups of Libra. Is she? No,
Number two, grown women learn.
I think she just said one of her. I just saw one of her events that day. I don't think that's her birthday.
From their past mistakes. Grown
Yes,
women take ownership and accountability for their mistakes.
yes,
They
we do.
write down and understand the mistake they made. They understand why they made it, how they made it, and they make sure they don't make the same mistake again. Childish women, on the other hand, keep repeating the same mistakes. They don't really learn that I've already been through this before. I've been there, done that. Been there, done that, not going back. They don't have that mentality. They always have a mentality that, I did this before. I did this negative action before. I'm going to just keep doing it again. Childish women never learn from the mistakes that they make. They just keep making them over and over again. And when someone holds them accountable to that constant mistake, they gaslight that person, or even worse, they get angry at that person for holding them accountable.
Yep.
Grown women
I take responsibility, and I realize who the fuck I was around when I made that fucking mistake. And when it has to be put in my face, it's like, oh man. Because then I have to remember the energy that I was around, because I'm like, I would have never made no mistakes like this. So you have to pay attention to who the fuck you around. Be like, yo, I know I don't make mistakes like this. So you have to also see your own self sabotage as a grown woman that can convert you into childish behavior. This is why you have to get people. This is why I understand wealthy people. You have to get people the fuck away from you. Let me tell y'all a story. I had a situation where a coworker came outside to sit with me in the rain just so he can look at my fucking breasts. And when I tell you, I wanted to kill this motherfucker. Like, I wanted to kill him for doing some shit like that, right? Needless to say, long story short, the motherfucker homeless, right? That's what I heard. Cause you know why? One of the co-workers is still talking to the motherfucker. See what I'm saying? Like that's not even nothing we should know. But she's like, yeah, he homeless. Let me tell you something about this person, right? So this person, oh my gosh, I don't know what it is. This is why I keep telling y'all, man. Some shit be the same old shit. It don't change. I don't know what it is with these dudes that have children very young, right? Because this here we go again with the teen parent shit. That I'm maybe that makes sense. I'm talking about this, and they have children very very young, and they have children young, and on top of having the children young, right? They be like, oh, this is my house, and my baby mother live with me. It don't matter the fucking race. They all the same. She lived with me. And it'd be like, oh, his her mama lived there too, and her mama, you know, she the mother's a roommate. The same old fucking story. I kid you, I heard this story back when I was 2021. The mother's a fucking roommate. Shit like that. And then it goes into um it's the same old story. And next thing you know, the mother, the baby mother done left him with his kid. Same old story, especially if it's a boy child. The mother done left him with the kid. Now he all sad and shit. And the next thing you know, he don't got the job no more because don't nobody want to help him with the kid. And then because the same old story, I promise you, same old story. And then now this motherfucker homeless. Let me tell you something. I blame, and I'm gonna have to say this, I blame a lot of pick me's for a lot of male behavior. They don't have no boundaries. And then these stupid ass males think that they can do this shit to every woman. You know what I'm saying? And the thing about it is, the reason for, because technically I could have written him up for sexual harassment. Everybody know that, right? The thing about all of this shit that I get upset about, right, is you can be poisoned by immature woman's energy. Okay? Like I mean, you can be very, very poisoned if you're not fucking careful, that you will regress while you're trying to grow. And that's the aggravation and the frustration with having this type of person around you. This is what I'm saying. So I'm gonna go ahead and listen to some more because I mean I ain't stopped since, right?
Women know for a fact in the depths of their soul that most men hold no value in their life.
There we go.
Grown women are not male centered. They understand that majority of the men who give them attention and want to be a part of their life hold no value. Grown women are not male identified. They know there's no value in being male validated. There's no value in being looked at by men. There's no value in male attention. First of all, grown women with a grown women mentality are so hyper focused on progressing that men don't really exist. Unless a man is their husband, meaning they're married to them, or this man has major motion and he's in her life, really showing up and showing out, and he's stepping and he has motion, most grown women know that men hold no value for them. Unless a man falls in those two categories, there's no value for this person. Texting this person, calling this person, interacting with this person. Most grown women, or all grown women, know that most men hold no value for them.
Right.
But not childish women. Childish women get all their value from men. That's why if a grown woman goes to the gym with a childish woman, and they go to the gym and the grown woman is getting attention from the men while she's on the treadmill or lifting weights, the childish woman is going to get upset about it because she feels like men looking at that grown woman, her friend, she feels like that means something. Like there's currency.
That's what I'm talking
in the stares.
About. You gotta understand.
When a man is staring at a woman and just lusting after her, there's no value there. But a childish woman is obsessed with the male gaze. So for her, she sees it as, you're beating me in life because men look at you. Men look at you, so because of that, you're beating me in life. That's the way that they see it. And then they will tarnish that friendship. They will tarnish that friendship with a wonderful person because they went to the gym one time and a man gave her grown woman friend attention.
Yeah.
Grown women don't run in packs. Okay? They have 1-2 solid connections, solid friends, and their friends are rock solid. Grown women don't run in packs because if you run in packs as a grown woman, you're going to be oppressed.
Yes.
Because many women oppress other women.
Yes, they do.
So if you're in a group with them, whether it's at work, your family, they're gonna start picking you apart. Yep. They're gonna start chipping you away. Yep. They are going to demand for you to edit yourself so you can conserve their egos and want to belong. That's why women will get you fired because you don't want to be friends with them at work. Childish women run in packs. Grown women don't do packs. There's no value there. Right. I'm not about to stop my motion and hide my shine and tone it down because you got insecurity problems. I don't have time for that. Right. So grown women don't run in packs because they know if they have to run in a pack, they're going to have to decrease themselves. Right. They're going to have to dim their light if they're around big groups of women. They're going to have to silence themselves. They're not going to be able to show their talent. So grown women avoid packs because they know there's no value there. Unless you are connected to women just like you, grown women who are, about ascending, who want to do better in life. It's all love and light. They know that it's a waste of time to be in a group of women because they're going to oppress you, pick you apart, and bully you into a corner. That's right. So grown women don't do big friend groups. Nope. Grown women cannot be recruited with other women to go against one woman because it's childish. Leave it on the playground and leave it in the playpen. Yeah. But childish women, on the other hand, they run in entourages. They run in packs. They can't stand alone. They go to the bathroom in packs. They don't even go to the bathroom alone. If they want to go to the bathroom, they have to ask 8 other women, you guys want to come with me? They can't even.
Oh, shit. She is on time, bro. Her videos done took over the whole social surmounting recap. Oh my goodness. Do y'all hear her? I gotta play my music. But do y'all hear her? Yo. Tell me you
alone. They can't say, all right, y'all, I'll be right back. I'm going to the bathroom. They can't even do that. They got to be like, hey, you guys want to come? Because everything that they do is in packs. Right. Childish women have to have a pack behind them when they're getting ready to attack another woman, whether they're getting ready to attack another woman physically, or, think back to high school, middle school. If a girl has a problem with you, she walks up to you with 10 other girls behind her. Yeah, childish women don't know how to stand on their own 2 feet because mentally they're not adults. They're still children. So they have to have someone step in for them or something.
This shit got me thinking about my work, right? And it's like I'm sitting here thinking about all the women at work who run in packs. I'm thinking about the women at work that when there's a new co-worker, they got her running in packs with them too. And I'm like, yo, this shit is high school. This shit is immature. And I always see before my bro started working with me, my actual bro, I sat by myself and I sat outside. And I would sit down and listen to Roland Martin while I was eating, if I ever ate. And I would always be by myself. But then when my bro came, I sat down with him. And actually, I'm about to switch it up when I come back, that I'm actually going to start sitting on the other side. I'm going to have my back facing him. I decided to do that. Like, I'm switching it up, not sitting that way no more. And so, anyway, she hitting. she hitting on some things that I ain't even pay attention to the details with, bro. Because I'm like, yo, they do run it home. Even when it's time to go to the meeting, right? It was one time we a little meeting or whatever. And they were walking to the meeting, and they were walking to the meeting slow. And it was like a group of them. And the manager had to be like, come on, y'all, help me out. Come on. What y'all doing? She right, bro. She is so right, man. Like, I'm just sitting here listening to this shit and thinking, man. Once again, clicking the wrong fucking
someone be side by side with them because they have fear. Childish women have a lot of fear. So because of that, they have to run in packs. If they're going to attack in person or online,
right,
they're going to team up to do it.
Yes, they do.
Because they cannot stand alone. Childish women cannot stand alone. Grown women.
I was with Cortez, and her ex was trolling me. I could feel that she had multiple people helping her do that shit. I mean, it's so deep. I'm not even gonna say it, but it's so deep because it even felt like Cortez probably was trolling me too. You know what I'm saying? Like, all of this type shit, bro. Like, you have to be careful, and you have to keep your fucking standards. You see what I'm saying? You have to keep your standards. Like, when you keep your standards, you can keep yourself away from this shit. Tell me.
Women hustle without excuses. Grown women have a strong hustle, right? Grown women know that nobody's coming to save them. Grown women understand nobody owes them anything. And grown women understand if I want something, I got to go out there and get it. Nobody's going to give me a handout. Grown women don't go looking for handouts. Grown women don't expect handouts. And if they get a handout, they're very appreciative of that handout. They're going to pledge their allegiance to the person that gave them a handout. And they are going to make sure that they capitalize on that handout. They're not going to take that handout for granted. But childish women, on the other hand, they can't really hustle because they have no structure. Childish women think that life is a joke and they think that somebody's going to go save them. Or childish women think I can just throw on a dress and heels and go sit at a bar. And I'm going to meet a man who's going to sit right next to me, who's going to take on all my responsibilities, take on all my bills, take on all the pressures of my life. And I'm going to just live this fairy tale like I'm a princess. Yeah, that's a fantasy.
And that's so funny because y'all remember that guy that used to come here all the time. And the nigga name was like, he was like black women and children and shit. Remember him? Yeah.
Good luck with that. Let's see how quickly that can happen. I'm not saying it can't happen, but at what cost? If it does happen, at what cost? Grown women like their independence. Grown women like to have the ability to walk away from a relationship when it gets toxic and when a man starts acting like a clown. You know, they like to have their own bag. They like to have their own ducks in a row. So if a man is acting wild, she can pack up and say, you know what, I'm leaving. Or she can tell him, there's the door, don't come back. Grown women like power. Childish women don't like power because with power comes responsibility. Okay? Grown women have long attention spans, meaning grown women have patience. They can have conversations and be receptive of the conversation. They hear what you're saying, they're processing it, and they're thinking about what you're saying before they quickly respond. Childish women have short attention spans, meaning they can't focus for long periods of time on one thing. They are all over the place, which is why sometimes with even some of my videos, somebody will listen to the first 60 seconds and run to the comment section to oppose it. And I'm like, you're regurgitating the entire summary of the video, but because you have a short attention span.
I had a woman that had 2 children at 16, and I remember she was critiquing my blog and everything I was doing and asking about it. And I think of, and at the time I thought of it, I'm like, even in that time, it's like, what the fuck are you gonna understand about what I write about symbolism and storytelling in Egypt? Somebody who had 2 kids at 16 years old. It's I mean, it be that type shit with them, bro.
And you're so quick to oppose women, you know, because women like to oppose other women because it's always a constant rivalry. So that's why they're always excited to pick you apart before you even finish saying what you're saying, because women have to be right? So they will comment on a video 35 seconds in, and I'm like, if you finish the video to the end, you would know that what you're saying right now is exactly what I started saying in the middle of the video, but you have a short attention span and you're quick, you want to be right. It's like little girl syndrome. So you just want to oppose me right away, right? So childish women have short attention spans, very short attention spans. They have a lot of unfinished projects. Like there's a lot of things that they've started but they couldn't complete because their attention spans are hyper focused on things that don't matter, that they cannot draw their attention to what does matter, right? Grown women compete in the world. Grown women have a healthy understanding of what competition is. They know their credit score has to be good. They know that they have to hustle, even if that means working 2 jobs. They know that they have to be the best in their class to get accepted into medical school. They know that they have to perform well. They know that they have to keep a clean record. They know that they have to compete against their lower nature. Grown women don't run away from competition. They know what real competition is. Childish women don't compete. They compare, sabotage, and lose. They are not interested in competing because that's going to require them to show up and put in the work. That's too hard. Sabotaging is easier. Childish women also hate women that are competitors. They hate women that are consistent. They hate women that put in the work. They hate women that are always working on something new. They hate women that have an ambition and excitement and optimism for life. They hate that. They're always saying, why are you working so much? Why are you working so much? Why are you always putting that out? Why are you always doing this? They don't get it because they're lazy. Childish women are lazy. They don't compete in the world. They just compare and destroy other women that they feel like they're losing to. I have never stood in front of a woman's face and told her that she works too much. I have never told a woman you're putting out too much music. I have never told a woman that you
I had a woman say to me, I know you're not about to get another job. I know you about to not go get another job after you get a car. And it's like, yeah, why the fuck not? Why are you trying to make me feel like something bad about that's a bad thing when I get this car that I'm going to go get another job? What's the problem? I had another woman say that to me. She's right.
Study too hard. That is the most ignorant statement you can make. That's from lazy people. That's from walking sloths, people who are lazy, who don't have an optimism for life. They're lazy and they want you to be lazy like them.
Yes.
So childish women are not competitors. They think they are, right? They think that by sabotaging a woman or copying a woman, they're competing with that woman, but you're actually losing. You're actually losing. The next thing is grown women are unapologetically authentic, meaning they are themselves. Grown women are not afraid to be disliked because they have the maturity to understand that not everybody's going to like them.
Oh my goodness. If this is not touching my heart, this shit is touching my heart. I need to write all this down. I'm not fucking playing, okay?
It's like saying everybody has to like apples. That's impossible. Some people don't like apples. Some people are allergic to apples. Some people just don't want the sugar in their diet. Grown women understand that I'm going to be myself and the right people will like me and the wrong people won't. They don't care about morphing themselves to be liked. However, childish women are not authentic. They're like shapeshifters. Childish women are shapeshifters and chameleons because they want to belong. Childish women have a strong desire to belong. You want to know why? Because childish women see what happens to grown women who don't belong. They don't want to get bullied. They don't want to be ostracized by other women. They don't want to be oppressed by other women. They don't want to be on the cutting board. So because they have fear and they're childish mentally, they're like, I'm not going to be myself, because if I'm myself and I shine and I'm confident and I like myself, I'm going to be the target of these group of women. So I'm going to just act like I'm like them. I'm going to hate who they hate. I'm going to like who they like. I'm going to wear what they wear. I'm going to do what they do so that I'm not on the cutting board. That is the mentality. That is the mentality of a childish woman. Grown women think about consequences.
Yes.
Grown women know that whatever they do in life, good or bad, there will be a consequence to follow. Childish women don't think about consequences. They just act.
They don't.
They think about what they did wrong after it blows up in their face.
They don't think about that.
That's the only time that they think about, dang, I just played myself out of an opportunity. You know, I couldn't control.
I have sat back and I have watched people who constantly play games, you know, sleeping with people who they know with other people. I have seen people who, you know, play games, like, you know, sleep with people who they know with other people, whether that be a marriage or a relationship, but they clearly know this person's with another person, right? I have seen people do that. I have seen people who uh women do stuff like this, right? And then they get in something that's real, or they get with someone they like, and they go into a complete full ass panic to the point someone like me they will try to attack because of their own guiltiness, and they got this thing in the back of in their head, that the karma is coming their way for all that they have done. You get what I'm saying? Like, the karma is coming closer and closer and closer to them. Okay? And so because of that, this is why, you know, you have the bullshit that come with these kind of women. It's like, bitch, you didn't once ever think that what you was doing was going to come back to you. And you're crying right now. And see, that is the problem. I see where she going with this. I see where she going.
Control my emotions, so I played myself out of this opportunity. I played myself out of this workplace. I played myself out of this friendship. I played myself out of this wonderful man. Childish women think about consequences after the deed has already been done.
Yeah, after the deed.
They're always making mistakes over and over again, and their liabilities, because they don't think about consequences that will come with what they do. And I have a story about that. Well, I'll just say in summary, a lot of women in leadership don't understand consequences. They don't understand that if you have an employee that's sharp and that's documenting your microaggressions and that's documenting your partiality, you can and will get fired if she's sharp enough. But women with childish mentalities, they're like, I'm the boss, I'm the boss, I'm the manager, I'm the leader, do what I say.
Right.
They approach it like a child. It's like when a child is like playing with her dolls, like she's a boss. That's how a lot of women are in the workplace. Mm-hmm. They don't understand that you can't do that. You can't say that. You can't fire her because she wears lipstick to work. There's no rule, and there's nothing in writing that says that your employee cannot wear red lipstick. So if you dare fire her for wearing red lipstick and she reports that, you will be out of a job. And a lot of women get away with that because women let them get away with it. But a lot of these women should be unemployed because that's the kind of stuff that they do in the workplace. And if women were sharp and vigilant, these women would get fired for that because it's not in the bylaws. It's not written. It's not a requirement. So the fact that you're enforcing it and giving women consequences for something that's not even written for your insecurities, if that's me, you're getting reported. You're not going to have a job for long. So grown women understand the consequences to their actions, which is why they don't do certain things. They make sure they follow the rules, and they don't have partiality because they don't want to get in trouble because they have mouths to feed.
Right.
Childish women don't think that way. They just do whatever, and they think that it'll never come back and bite them. So they just do it. Grown women learn quickly. Grown women are obsessed with learning. They're obsessed with knowledge. They want to learn. How can I do better in life? What can I learn? Can you teach me that skill?
Yes.
So I can implement it in my life and progress.
Yes.
Childish women don't really like to learn.
Right.
Childish women have a hard time following instructions. Why? Because they have a lot of ego and insecurity. So you can be a woman in the workplace and a new woman comes in and you're supposed to train her. And it's like she's giving you this energy of, how dare you train me? I don't want you to train me. I think I'm smarter than you. This is why women can't coexist in workspaces, because there's always a woman that believes I know better, or
right,
I'm too good for you to be training me, or I have too much experience for you to be.
And also there are women that even if you were to like try to learn from them, they'll be complete bitches to you. So it's like, it just, you don't win.
Training me, or you're an opposite race. I don't think you have the authority to be over me. It's a lot of ego when you're dealing with women. Not many women are capable of being trained, because in order to be trained, you have to have a level of humility to be trained. And when I say humility, I'm not talking about the toxic definition, the toxic way that the world uses humility to break people down and destroy people to preserve their ego. No, that's nonsense. Humility is being able to learn. Okay? You are humble enough to say, I don't know how to do this, but you're willing to teach me. So I'm going to sit here and I'm going to grab my pen and paper and I'm going to learn from you. That is humility.
There's a woman at my job. I think I talked to you about her. And I was like, and I needed what at the job. And I noticed that she has immature traits, and I'm starting to really see it now. And I'm starting to notice that she's the one who was talking shit about me, about wanting to come to the, get the position and learn and this, that, and the third, everything she's talking about, right? Because this woman is absolutely right. Because when you are sitting here, and this is what I'm loving about Gen Z, she has to be a Gen Z. When you are really being a grown ass woman and you're amongst these fucking imbeciles, they can make you feel, if you're not careful, you'll start feeling like something is wrong with you and they're the problem.
A lot of women, they don't have that. So when you're trying to help them, you see this a lot in the workplace. They won't hear it from you, but they'll hear it from a man, which is crazy. Like, they don't want instruction from another woman. They want instruction from a man. It makes them feel better because they have that inherent competitive, insecure nature. So it's like, how dare she tell me to put this file? And that's how they take it. But if a man tells them, hey, make sure you always put that file in there, they'll be like, okay, yes, sir. It's immaturity. I always want to learn from a woman that knows more than me.
Yes, me too.
I would sit at the bedside of my grandmother on a stool, and I would look up to her and I would say, Nana, teach me. I want to learn. Tell me everything you know.
Yep.
There's a level of humility you have to be teachable.
Right.
This is part 1.
I thought I was the one that'd be like, I'm out of here. I feel like I'll be doing the same shit, bro. Why does self-preservation offends humans? Why beautiful women must weaponize masculinity? Oh, stop performing femininity, start living good. 7 help top 1% women. Presence, exclusivity, and guarding your power. Let's go to her channel and let's see what exactly else she got. Like what else? What else does she exactly? Oh, she is a black woman. I'm too grown for that. Okay. She actually showed her face. Okay. Petty punishment, truth or lie, sweetie. I don't know. Everybody talks about this, but I don't know how that is required. Protect your life. Beware of old patterns and nurture based decisions. Cardi B. Keep the script. I'm grown. I'm too grown. Let me see this one. This her?
God gives you a peace beyond understanding. When I was living my life wild, partying like crazy, on boats like crazy, different guys, all these crazy things, I didn't have peace. I couldn't sleep. I had anxiety. I had depression, esteem. I had a lot of these problems. I'm just too grown to keep people around me who don't want the best for me and who don't like me, who don't value me, or who are in secret competition with me. It's not worth it. And I kind of feel like it's a waste of a relationship. I take my relationships very seriously in my life. Like, the people that I love are very close to my heart, and I only keep certain people close. Hey guys, how are you guys?
Okay, this is her. Okay.
Dang, I already forgot. Okay, so number one was, I'm really too grown for anything that takes my peace away. Like, if it takes my peace away, it's too expensive, I don't want to deal with it, I'm over it. If it takes my peace away, I'm done with it. I want it removed from my life. I want it subtracted from my life.
Okay, that's her 2 years ago.
Who cares? Who cares? That's what she said about me. Okay, believe it. I don't care. That's how they feel. Okay, whatever. What's next? What's next?
Right.
What's the next insult? What's the next lie? What's the next nasty comment? What? Okay. Would you like to add more? I don't care. You have to get to a point in your life where you start to develop stoicism when you understand that people are going to feel how they feel, and there's nothing you can do to change that. There are people in this life that I was being genuine with, and they were being strategic with me.
Right.
Okay, there are people that I genuinely was a good person to them, and they know that.
Yeah.
But they decided to turn around and switch up. I don't care. I took my power back in my life when I realized that I'm not responsible for people's actions or reactions.
Yeah.
I'm only responsible for me.
So
I'm only responsible for how I react to other people. I'm not responsible for what other people do.
Right.
That is too much of a burden to bear. Oh my God. My life became so much easier when I realized that I can't control another person. And if you want to control another person, that's a sign of narcissism. You shouldn't want to control anyone.
Yep.
Give people the freedom to be who they are,
right.
Say how they feel, navigate the world how they please.
Right.
You don't get to control other people.
Right.
You cannot control other people's perception of you.
Nope.
Some people will perceive you negatively for no reason, or one reason, or a reason that doesn't even make sense. But at the end of the day, all you can control is your response. And I always tell you guys, the best response is no response. The worst thing you can do is create an energy exchange with somebody who doesn't like you for whatever they may not like you for. Honey, I'm at a point where it's like, please believe whatever you want about me. I don't care. I genuinely, honestly don't. It doesn't affect me. It doesn't drive me. It doesn't move me. It doesn't concern me. However you feel about me is on you. And that's the mindset you guys should develop. Like, you have to really genuinely stop caring. And I don't mean like the fake stop caring. You know how people are like, oh yeah, I don't care. But clearly you do, because you're checking their page every day. Clearly you do, because you're talking about them every day. But I mean really genuinely developing a personality type where it's like out of sight, out of mind. Like, I don't care. I don't see it. It doesn't mean anything to me. Moving on. Like, you have to really develop a stoicism where you realize that I can only control me.
Yep.
And then a lot of people say, oh, well, how do I detach? How do I detach? What is a way I can detach? I just tell myself that nothing's real. I'm just like, none of this is real. This is all an assimilation. This is all a life lesson. This is all the dimension that I happen to be in for this time being. None of this is real anyways. It's really all a creation of your thoughts and your expectations. Your life is a creation of your thoughts, your expectations, the battles you refuse to fight, the work you refuse to do. Your life is really just a big assimilation of all of that. It's just one big lesson. And once you realize that, you're going to stop attaching yourself to people. You're going to start attaching yourself to outcomes. Stop attaching yourself to outcomes. Like, for example, a great thing that's helped me with my stoicism is I don't view people as like long-term. I view people as experiences.
Yep.
I view people as either a good experience or a life experience. I view people as either a good lesson or a bad lesson.
Yep.
So when someone leaves my life, I'm not bothered by it. I got the experience, whether good or bad. I got the lesson, whether good or bad. And when you start to detach yourself from people in that manner, your life becomes easier. It's like, okay, this person came in my life and they taught me what it means to meet another human being who's a wonderful person. And like, oh, this person came into my life to teach me that I have to watch my back because of what they did to me. Or this person taught me in my life to be cautious with who I decide to be friends with because I saw jealousy. I experienced jealousy with dealing with them. So it's like, also with stoicism, you view people as experiences now. You don't view people as like some type of long-term thing. Because when you view people as some type of long-term thing, you end up getting hurt in the process, because people do come and go, right? People get on the train, they get off the train, and when you start to build those attachments with them, that's where things become a little bit on the dangerous side.
Remember, I always told you in New York City, or just in the inner city, there's a joke. Well, in New York City, there's a joke that goes, you fall in love 10 times in one day. You see 10 people, you'll fall in love 10 times in one day. And it also goes into, you could be somebody in the train and you can get information and learn about a book, or somebody might pass you something. You could be walking outside and somebody's on the bench and starts talking to you, that thing. And so as many people, if anybody learns that everything is about detachment and letting go, and there's nothing to be held on to, is we understand that in life. We understand that people switch up, people change their mind, people are what they are, you know what I'm saying? Like, this week, not back in the books. But even in my own personal world, I sit back and I can see, I'll be like, all right, yo, I gotta start shaking and moving and doing some things a little different, because I can see that if I don't make the changes and the moves that I need to make, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just time to do it. You know what I'm saying? And also from what she's saying too is, you do have to see people like that. You do have to start catching and realizing this may not last long. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I got into that argument today, I was like, well, I might ask her about this, but don't talk about the future. The future don't exist. The now exists. What about now? And I sit here and I'm like, I'm looking back at everything and I'm just like, you know what? I'm not attached to none of that shit. Like, I'm not holding on to the idea of any of that shit. Whatever will be, may be with that. You feel me? And I see what she's saying because, like, my focus is building what I'm building for myself to make happen what I'm making happen for myself. You see what I'm saying? And whoever's coming along with me will be there. If they not, then they not. So I understand.
Really say anything. When I was in high school, I really liked this guy, and when you're young, you ask questions. And do you know that he asked somebody that I thought was my friend, "Hey, what do you think about so and so?" And she told him, "Oh, don't date her. She slept with the whole football team." The whole football team is about 25. So you're telling me that my 14-year-old virgin self slept with 25 men?
Girl.
That's what I'm talking about. That's why you just have to get to a point, ladies and gentlemen, where you realize that people are going to say whatever they want. They will make up the most random accusations, the most random lies that make absolutely no sense. They will make up anything. And it's your job to disconnect yourself from whatever people make up because, one, it's not true. Two, you feeding into it gives it power. And three, people are going to do what they do, but we are going to do what we need to do to make our lives peaceful. And I hate when people are like, "Oh, well, I heard that." Okay, ma'am, hear it again. Go ahead and hear it again. I don't care. The fact that you're bringing it up to me clearly shows you've already picked your side. And that's another thing when it comes to people. Some people know the rumors about you are a lie. They just agree with the rumors and they entertain the rumors because they don't like you as a person, right? So whatever negative thing is said about you, they want to quickly agree with it because it's you that they don't like. Okay? You're the person they don't like. So that's why they're so quick to just agree with it, So smart women and men develop stoicism where we're like, okay, we don't have control over other human beings, one. We don't have control over people's emotions, two. We don't have control over people's reactions, three. We really genuinely only have control over ourselves. And because we're aware that we're the only ones that we have control over our individual lives, our individual selves, we will stop trying to control others. Okay, and a big part of stoicism is not controlling other people, right, but building control over thyself.
Yes.
And once you build control over thyself, what other people do is like I can't change it.
Nope.
I can't change a rumor that's made up about me.
Right.
I can't change how somebody feels. I can't. I'm strictly responsible for myself, the same way you guys are strictly responsible for yourselves. And trying to be responsible for somebody else is a bad idea.
Bad idea.
Like the things that people make up, like they make up the most random. I mean, again, it's all about reputation ruining. And I think I spoke.
People will lie on people in their own lives to make themselves look good. They'll lie to their own sibling, their own mama, their own daddy, their grandma, grandpa, just to make them look good. Just so you make sure you don't look at them sideways. And I tell y'all all the time with that one friend, when I was like, "Oh, she's sweet," they was like, "Sweet, nice." She is not sweet. She is not kind. Her mother looked me dead on my face and said that shit to me. I never let that shit go. That shit was just in the back of my head, bro. That shit was in the back of my shit, bro. Never let that shit go. And they were right. She wasn't. She wasn't at all. And And you think about it, you know, this is what I learned too about grown women too. You know, grown women speak about things about growth. You know, they speak about, like, I noticed that I was like, why every time I'm in a conversation with this particular person, it seems like they're in competition with me in the conversation. But I'm not in competition. I'm having just a simple dialogue, right? But notice that with grown women, she talks about growth. She talks about elevation. She talks about uh, projects, money management, responsibility. A grown woman takes responsibility for her mistakes. Like what she's saying here, right? A grown woman likes to connect with people and get to know the person that she's connecting with. Who are you? What do you do? What are you into? Do you write songs? Oh yeah, can I see? Oh, that's dope. Oh, and give you insight. There's oh, you do directing. There's a Directors Guild of America. Oh, they're having an event. This, that, and the third. That's how a grown woman talks. And she's right. The childish woman can't even keep up with you when you talk like that. She has some thing where she's like rejecting you, resenting you because of who you are. Like you just have to. She is so fucking right about this shit. This shit is hitting my heart, bro. It ain't just my mind. This shit hitting my heart. Like she is so fucking right about these women. I have to check myself and be like, am I the immature one? Am I the child? And the thing is, it's not that. It's not that. It's you're in the presence of such a childish woman that she's making you second guess being a grown woman. And that's when you have to elevate. That's when you have to, what they say, you got to level it up. You got to level up.
About this before, where when people don't like you, it's really just an agenda to see how can I destroy her reputation,
Yeah.
make her look like she's not credible.
Right.
Okay. How can I make her appear as what she's not? What can I make up to? And that's the thing with miserable people. When they don't like you, they want to make sure that nobody likes you. If you're not going to like me, just don't like me for yourself. Like, why do you have to make other people?
Yes. And I told y'all that one coworker, and I didn't call it out. I didn't call it out. I'm kind of glad I didn't. I was like, she don't like nobody that like me. She is mean to anybody who fucking like me. She's fucking mean to them. Anybody who likes me. I started peeping that shit.
Because the dislike that they have for you is so strong. It's so strong that they want to make sure that no one likes you. It's part of the isolation process. That's the type of stuff that narcissists do. Is I don't like you. I want to make sure that.
How do you think it feels to be a grown woman to have a mother treat you this way? See, this is the other dark side of this that nobody's going to talk about. I'm sure I'd rather listen to psychologists and therapists talk about it, but that's the dark side of it. That's the real secret, is that there's women that we first got it from our own mothers, our own aunts, our own we got it from family, but we got it from our own mother. Our own mother was jealous of us as young girls. Our own mothers was copying us and abusing the fuck out of us. Our own mothers was male centered, and we got abused for that. We couldn't be beautiful. Our beauty got snuffed out because there was a stepdaddy in the fucking house. Our own mothers did this to us. And so therefore, when we go out in this world to be grown women, there's more we got to fight for. My saving grace is my grandmother, and I stand on that shit.
I want to make sure it's not just me that doesn't like you. I want to make sure the whole room doesn't like you. And if I'm being completely honest, once you understand human nature and you understand people, these kind of things don't bother you because you expect them. You expect them. Once you understand people, you will these type of bad behaviors, you will expect them from people. People are no longer going to surprise you because they're going to show you that that's the way that they get down. Like, to create a rumor about me,
Right.
you know it's not true. You know it's a lie. You know that it's something you made up. But because you don't like me or you want to keep me from a certain opportunity, you got to make it up. And that's exactly why I tell people, please keep your life to yourself. Whatever it is in life that makes you happy should never make it to the public eye, ever. Because people are like, oh, well, if you're happy and you know, you're blessed, and why should you? Well, that's actually going to be a big test of your happiness. Do other people have to know about it? Or are you genuinely happy that you don't even have to share it? Anything amazing that happens in my life will not be shared. What I'm going to do is drop on my knees, put my arms up in the air, and scream, hallelujah. Thank you, God, that you've held me for so long. You've held me, my heart, my soul. To God be the glory. To God be all the glory. It's going to be like, to God be the glory. You don't have to share anything. All you need to be is straight up happy, okay? That's really all that's required of you.
Your progress offends them. Are you okay being the villain? Jealous women are predators while they hate you. Why people are so bothered about having a personal confidence. Like that's true, but like she doesn't. They don't like you, and that's okay. Smart people practice this specifically. Oh my goodness, let's get to this one. High value women habits that actually work. I want to take a sidebar for a minute.
Connecting yourself to everyone lowers your value. Connecting yourself to everyone lowers your value.
Let me say this. I had to do a quick sidebar. Oh, this piece is kind of dope. Hey. Okay, this is a little J Dilla. Let me go ahead and just give y'all some. All right. Kevin Samuels. Can we get a little sidebar on Kevin Samuels? Let me tell y'all something. I didn't have a problem with Kevin Samuels, and I'm gonna express to you why I never had a problem with Kevin Samuels. Because Kevin Samuels had a major point that a lot of women needed to pay attention to. He said, "You got that degree, you got this house, you got this car, but what else you got, bitch?" Right? We know Kevin was a flame, so it was a little extra. But he had a point. And he said, "What else you got, bitch?" Right? And he's saying, what else, what more, what depth, what is your depth, who are you, what do you think, what do you read, what is your daily spiritual practice, not just going to church, what is your daily spiritual foundation and practice? These are the questions he was asking these women. And I would sit back and I would watch these women and I'll be like, oh my gosh. See, I always knew if a woman like me came on that show, he was not going to respond to me that way. He was not going to talk to me that way. We were not going to have the same conversation he had with anybody. And I knew that, right? But I always sat back and watched. So let me just watch these women. And some of these women were goofy as hell. One woman had on stripes, fucking dress. So what I look like, Kevin? What I look like? He said, what you think you, I'm a nine, Kevin. Tell me I'm a nine. And his face was priceless. Like, this bitch goofy. This bitch is goofy. And so it went on and on and on, right? And I would listen to them, but the one that was, I think, has to be my favorite one. It was two, but it was one that was my favorite one. She said she came up there and she was smoking a Newport. Definitely was a Newport. She was fat, okay, and she was talking about some man won't give her no money. He said, this bitch, he said, man, you men get on my goddamn nerves. He went off on the men. He said, he said, y'all men get on my fucking nerves. This is the type of bitch y'all be fucking. And she's sitting here as big as the goddamn equator, smoking a Newport, talking about somebody not giving her no money. And this was my, like, literally exact thoughts. This was a live video. Me and a friend was watching together. I saw it in real time. Then I remember the one I heard in real time where the lady was like, uh, her parents had died and she was 120 pounds. Her parents had died. She went up to 200 the first year, the few months she went to 200. And then the next year she went up to like 400, some crazy ass number, 300, 400. And she said, my boyfriend won't give me no money or take me out or something, but I'm a lean towards won't give me no money. And he said, at 300 pounds, you shouldn't have no boyfriend. And I'm just sitting here like, what did Kevin Samuels say so wrong? And let's get into what he was saying. He said, y'all gonna die old and alone, right? That's what he said. And everybody's argument was like, nah, that's not true. Y'all men's is the one that die old and alone, right? But here's something. Here's something about what Kevin was trying to get women to listen to, right? Because if you ever notice, Kevin was not ever he never spoke against interracial dating or none of that stuff. He never said black women don't go outside your race. That's from what I've heard. I never heard him go there. I heard him put the responsibility on the woman, right? Because I'm going to tell you something. Kevin Samuels was right. A lot of y'all were average at best. Shit, I'm average at best right now, okay? I'm average at best right now until I make myself a motherfucking 10. I remember a guy told me, he said, your stomach, he said, you get your stomach flatter, you be a motherfucking dime. And I'm not saying that because this person said that, I'm just remembering it now, but I know that about myself. But it's not even about my stomach being flat. If I want to make myself a dime piece, I know the work I got to put in to make myself a motherfucking dime piece. Because I'm not an ugly woman. You see what I'm saying? And see, here's the thing too. Here's a big thing too. Is that Kevin Samuels was trying to get women to go deeper into themselves. If a woman would have said, well, I paint and I'm an artist and I sketch and I travel and I take my art with me and I sketch the things that I see around the world, and I just love it. And I'm passionate. This is the love of my life. I could do this. I can make a live. This is what I make a living off of. I love this shit. And she would have just showed all her paintings, and this is where I went. I went to Citadel. I went to this. I went to that. I went to Norway. I went here. And if she did all that, we would be like, oh yeah, she's definitely a 10. It was that Kevin Samuel was looking for. And a lot of women was in such an uproar because he did say crazy shit. He was like, this is why a man rather be with a 21-year-old than you old women. And he was like, y'all women, y'all hit the wall by the time y'all 28. Y'all hit the wall by the time y'all 32. And I want to tell you something. Kevin Samuel wasn't lying about that either. When I sit here at 40 years old, looking the way I look, when I sit here at 40 years old and day by day, I am looking at my weight every other day. Well, looking at my weight and looking at my body, looking at myself. And I'm 40 years old. And I look at myself as if I'm looking back at myself the same way I did when I was 30 years old. Okay? Now, looking at myself in my 40s, and I look around at other women that I have grown up with who are either younger than me or that are my age, and the men too, okay? And they look old and worn the fuck out. They shouldn't be looking like that. They look old and worn. I saw one woman, I know she ain't that much older than me. I think that woman has to hit about 3 years older than me because I didn't graduate too long after she graduated, right? And I said, I knew that was her, right? I just knew it was her, but I kept walking. Her aura was so dense. It was just like her aura wasn't even there. And she just looked so run the fuck down. And I said, bitch, you look like you about to be like you in your 60s, bitch. And I know you in your 40s. I know you not even in your mid 40s. Why the fuck do you look like this? Why the fuck do you look like this? And so why does these type of things happen? Huh? Why do these kind of things happen? Because what's going on is it's their lifestyle. You understand me? It's the way that they live their life. It's the way that they're thinking too. See? Because your mind plays a part in your health as well. And this is what I'm trying to tell you. He wasn't lying when he talked about that wall being hit. Because I see people that's in their 30s, baby, and they losing hair. And they just look. This is what I get what she's saying. You're looking at people who look like adults, but they're children. They look like adults, but they're children. See, that's the thing about it. And this is why when you talk to people, you have to get into people. You can't be caught up in looks. Oh, muscles, and you can't get caught up in that. You got to get into the mind of that person. Let's go.
It lowers your influence. Honestly.
Let's hear that again.
Connecting yourself to everyone lowers your value. It lowers your influence.
It does.
Honestly. This is something that I talk to people about as often as possible. I always try to...
I'm going to learn how to do my eyeliner just like that. That's the eyeliner look that I want. I'm about to get... I know Naomi Campbell is in masterclass for modeling, but I'm probably going to find a Naomi Campbell model makeup look. Shit, that's fire.
To get people to understand that it's not that other people don't see your value. You don't see your value. Because if you truly saw your value, then the people who don't see your value wouldn't even be in your life. Smart people practice exclusivity. Exclusivity is a practice. You're not born exclusive. You're not born, with the comprehension of vetting and qualifying and gatekeeping and being careful with who you allow in your life. We're not innately born with that ability. It's something that is learned. And when I looked at all the past friendships in my life that didn't work, the business partnerships that didn't work, the associations that didn't work, I came to a realization. I realized that a lot of the reasons why things didn't work out for me is because I was freely connecting myself to people without qualifying them first.
Yes.
I wasn't exclusive, I was open. And the problem is because I come from a Christian household. The problem with that, when you come from a Christian household, is we're taught, be the light of the world, be the salt of the world. And while that's all great, and I completely understand, what's meant from those things, but we weren't taught boundaries. We weren't taught that she can't be your friend, he can't be your friend. Like this person, one thing I've learned about people, which is why I started practicing exclusivity, is anytime someone is below you in any way, their main agenda will be to break you down.
Yep.
Anytime I'm in an environment where someone's breaking me down, I know I'm around people who are lower than me.
Yep. That's the ultimate time.
Because the right people, I've noticed that the right people who are either on my level or above in whatever category that I'm in, they're always uplifting me. Right. They're never tearing me down. They're never bullying. They're never... Anytime I'm in an environment where someone makes a decision to make me a target to tear down, I'm around people who are lower than me. That's why I had to stop dealing with my family. When you're around people who are not at your level, whether it's your mentality, your views, your spirituality, your goals for life, they will stop at nothing to bring you down. People who are where you are not going to go out of their way to bring you down.
Yes.
If you're dating a guy who's bringing you down, he's lower than you in some way. If you're dating a woman who's bringing you down, she is lower than you in some way.
Yes, tell it.
If you're in a religious organization, a church group, they're bringing you down, they're bullying you, they're singling you out, those people are lower than you.
Yep.
Because if they weren't, they would see your value.
That's
and
it.
They would affirm your value. And they would push you so that you can get even further in who you are as an individual. They would affirm you. You got to be very cautious when you are connecting yourself and dealing with people who are not where you are and you're not practicing the art of exclusivity.
Right.
Exclusivity comes with so many benefits, and I'm going to go over those benefits right now. Connecting yourself to everyone lowers your value. And we can see this concept in regards to luxury cars and luxury brands. Chanel, Louis Vuitton, YSL, Gucci, Maserati, Lamborghini, Rolls Royce. Those are not cars that are easily attainable by the general public. And those are not luxury pieces that are attainable by the general public, because when you are affiliated with so many people at such high volume, your value is low. Your influence is low. But when you are exclusive, expensive, you're not everywhere with everyone, you're very selective, that helps keep your value high, your exclusivity high, and also the nonsense that happens in life will rarely make it to your doorstep. Because you've put yourself in a way, you've set yourself in a way, you're living your life in a way where that kind of stuff can't really get to you because of the way that you carry yourself and your expectations and the way that you're exclusive. Those things don't make it far enough to touch you. Life is easier when accessing you is difficult. You skip a lot of nonsense. A lot of the nonsense I dealt with in the past was because I gave people the opportunity to just freely access me. When I think back to like the friendships that were full of like envy and jealousy and rudeness and nastiness.
Didn't I tell you that? I made myself too accessible. I made myself too accessible.
When I think back to the family members who were toxic and abusive and jealous, bullying, when I think back, I'm like, it's because these people had access to me. That's the problem. They were able to access my life. That's the problem. But once my access was removed, I don't really deal with those like low quality experiences. I don't really deal with bullying. I don't really deal with toxic family or jealous friends. I don't even remember the last time I've dealt with a friend where it turned to a jealousy situation. Maybe in 2020, a year before my rebirth. I don't really have those type of experiences, which is why when I hear people talk to me about those kind of things, I'm like, it's kind of hard for me to relate because I practice exclusivity. It's a practice. I practice exclusivity, so I don't give my time or attention or conversation or relationship to those who don't value me. I don't connect myself with people who are not similar to me in mindsets. So I don't remember the last time I've had a situation with a friend that was wild. I don't even remember because it never develops into that because I vet people and I carry myself in an exclusive way. You skip nonsense when you're exclusive. You skip nonsense when you don't connect yourself with everyone. And a lot of people say, oh, well, I attract bad people. I attract narcissists. Oh, because I'm an empath, I attract narcissists. Not necessarily. You just don't value yourself.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's self-worth.
And because you don't value yourself, you have to tolerate bad treatment.
Yeah.
If you valued yourself, those people wouldn't be able to treat you like that because they wouldn't be in your life.
Nope.
You don't see yourself as valuable. You don't see yourself as a prize. If someone wants, like if I want to really realize if someone values themselves or sees themselves as a prize, let me just pay attention to your relationships. That will tell me if you value yourself. Because if you keep people around you who don't like you, who don't treat you well, who don't give you the love and effort that you give, then I know you don't value yourself. And a big part of practicing exclusivity is also who you're connected to. Who are you connected to? You also have to pay attention to the person that you're connected to is connected to. I'll give you guys a story. When I was in high school, I graduated when I was 17 and I thought I was going to be a nurse practitioner. So I got this amazing internship for a dermatology office because I wanted to do nursing, but in dermatology. So I got this internship and I was so excited about it. And my friend, or so I thought, she was my friend. She wasn't my friend. She was just another low-life gutter rat. Not a friend. Just another gutter rat. How many of us have had people in our lives that we thought they were our friends, but they proved that they were rodents. So I thought that this person was my friend, and I told her about my internship. Like the day before the internship, we were on the phone that night. I'm like, oh my God, I have my internship tomorrow. I'm so excited. And she was complaining to me about her friends that were like not inviting her to things. And I told her, you know what? I wouldn't let it bother you. You're going to college, you're going to be happy, you're going to meet new people. Like if I were you, I would genuinely not even let it bother me. The next day I go to my internship and one of the girls there, I guess we had mutual friends from high school. She pulled me to the side and she said, hey, can I show you something? I said, yeah, of course. She showed me a picture of me that she saw on Snapchat that one of my friends, her other friends, posted that photo of me, and they put a very big red X on my face.
Wow.
On Snapchat, and on the commentary they said, "Watch your back, we're gonna find you."
You know?
I've been
What?
through so much in my life in regards to jealous women.
I'm sorry, what?
The damage that they
That
did
was,
to me
yes.
in my past was that's the reason why I'm so
Yes.
strict.
Uh-huh.
That's the reason why I'm so strict, because I realize that jealousy is real.
Jealousy is real.
Envy is real. Hate is real.
Hate is real.
A lot of people who are jealous of you, they're very violent.
Very violent.
Their whole goal is to ruin you and make you cry. I've realized in life that people really want to see you cry.
That's what it is. You might be a Capricorn. That's what it is. They want you to break. And here's what it's so dark about, right? The fake friend was so childish. She sent me all these voice messages while I was busy. Like, yo, fucking busy. Then she goes and sends a message and say, we were just two perfect strangers or some stupid ass shit. And I wanted to say, no, you was just a fucking weirdo stalking me. I really wanted to say that so bad, but I ignored it. And I felt the energy. I felt the hate. I felt the rage when she said it. They get nasty and rageful when you really about to be gone. That's how fucking childish. It's like, have you ever seen a child, right? A very, like a small baby, like a 2 or 3 year old child. There are some children that have some very hard temper. And so they'll kick and they'll throw or they'll just fall to the floor crying like it's a thing a child would do. They fall to the floor crying, stomping their feet and crying. That's literally what they do when you fucking cut their ass off. And the thing is, they can't go at it alone because they got to go somewhere else and dog you out with somebody else somewhere. And there is, what I had learned too, is there is no conversation or talking to her or trying to make any, she hates you. That's the reality. Point blank period. That's it. She hates you. Just stamp it down. She hates you. Period. And because of that, you just need to get away. Just like I had to realize, I'm like, this motherfucking bitch don't like nobody who like me. Every person who like me, she mean to them. Let me just ease on back. I had a coworker call me, and I was like, well, now I'm busy right now. I can't really pick up that phone. Because I remember when I was sick, and I came back, and a coworker was going to say something about me being on vacation. I said, hell no, I wasn't on no damn. I said, hell no, I wasn't on no vacation. I was sick. And I hate even going through that because, nigga, what the fuck you mean vacation? Nigga, nobody on no vacation. The fuck? I gotta get my ass up and work some more and really catch up on all these bills. It's that type shit.
People who are jealous of you, they want to see you cry, they want to see you down. It makes them so happy. They get a satisfaction out of it. So, yeah, and I love when I share little snippets of these stories because at least this will help you guys understand why I'm the way I am and why I'm so picky and strict, especially when it comes to women, because I know the type of things that they will do. So she shows me the photo. I'm like, okay, thanks for telling me. I go in the bathroom, I shut the door, and I start throwing up. Because the 2 girls said that they were gonna come to the office and wait for me after 5 in the parking lot. And I wasn't throwing up because I was scared. I was throwing up because when I had anxiety, because this is an internship that I worked really hard to get, and I have to have that put on the line for these trash hood rats.
Right.
Okay.
Because while we fighting in park,
And
job.
I'm not talking negatively about the hood as a place. I have a lot of family members who came from the hood. I mean, I was raised, in the suburbs, which is why I sound the way I sound. But my whole family comes from different demographics. I'm not bringing down that demographical area. I'm just saying, like, what woman would try to show up to someone's job and try to cause chaos at a public place of work? It's crazy. So I called my mom and my dad, and I told them about the situation. And my parents told me, call your friend, let them know that if they come to that office, it's gonna be us and 15 other people waiting for them in the parking lot, because the whole family's coming. If anybody thinks they're gonna lay a finger on you, they are strictly mistaken.
What in the world?
And my parents were very clear that I was not gonna get touched.
That would have been my deal.
Because they would have to fight off 20 people in order for that to happen. Everyone's coming. We're gonna rent a van.
I would have ran off.
Everybody's coming. Because we're not gonna let that fly. And I come from the type of environment where I was raised in the suburbs. I was raised middle class, but at the same time, my family doesn't play that nonsense when it comes to people and their threats and their craziness. We don't let that fly. So I told them that, and they ended up not coming. And it was such a problematic situation. And when I spoke to my grandmother, I talk about her a lot on here. I always tell you guys how much she's helped me in life. My grandmother, she told me, she said, this is the problem. Now you're going to learn in life why you have to be picky with people.
Yep.
She said, this is your lesson to stop letting everyone in. You cannot be everyone's friend.
Nope.
And she told me, she said, Mel, you're smart, you're determined, you're beautiful, you're motivated. You won't be able to really have much friends in your life. I want you to make peace with that now. And it's not until now that I'm older I understand what my grandmother was trying to, I get it now. Now I get it. There are certain qualities that you have as a woman where women automatically feel insecure around you.
Yeah, they can.
So now that I'm older, it's like a lot of people tell me, well, how do I make friends? I'm the worst person to ask how to make friends because I don't try to make friends.
You can't. You think Aaliyah could keep a lot of women around her? Aaliyah had to keep a certain caliber if she could around her. I mean, I'm just saying because Aaliyah's so beautiful. But I'm just saying, even though, well, that's another topic. But the thing is, that's the truth. Well, me and the ex-Cortez got into it, right? Over stupid shit. She started screaming, you don't got no friends. You don't got no fucking friends. You don't got no fucking friends. You don't got no friends. And I remember the phone had went out and shit. I didn't hang up on the phone went out. And I was just like, when you live a life like this, you can't have no fucking friends. When you live a certain type of lifestyle, you can't just have a bunch of friends around you. It don't work that way.
I let connections form naturally. I don't go looking for them. And I'm also very picky with people because I practice exclusivity anyway. So I know that I'm not going to be friends with everyone.
What is her name, y'all?
So they didn't come. My grandmother told me that the girl wasn't my friend because I don't know what lies she told them to make them want to come against me. I don't know. So my grandma made sure that I cut her off too. When you're 17, you have naivete. Like, I was so naive. I didn't know. But like, now that I'm older, I'm like, yeah. When you're exclusive, you're not going to be in situations where people put you in the hot seat because you're not really connected to people.
Right.
And the people that you are connected to are so high in value that there's no drama. I always tell people, anybody that I become new friends with, any man, romantic partner, if you bring me drama, that is the dissolving of our relationship. Don't bring me drama. Family, friend, lover, the minute you're bringing me drama, side chicks are DMing me, the minute it starts to turn into a circus, I'm out the door because I don't want to deal with that in my life. I'm so picky and particular with people because I want peace in my life. I don't want no gutter rat nonsense going on in my life daily. So when you practice exclusivity, you skip that. It's the same thing with your dating. Like, there are some men who will be talking to themselves in your DMs, and they're gonna go around telling people that you're crazy about them. And you have the DMs of them talking to themselves.
I can't.
But they're gonna tell the world that, oh, she wants me. When you practice the art of exclusivity, you don't respond to men's advances on DMs. You open it. You either read it or you don't open it at all. Because why do I have to connect to your advances? Like, why do I have to connect to you? Why do I have to respond to you? Being exclusive is also understanding that you don't have to respond to people. You can just read their message or not read it and move on. Like, sometimes I get emails from subscribers. I mean, crazy emails that say the most wildest, unhinged things. And sometimes I'll think about responding and I start typing and I backspace it and I'm like, I'm exclusive. Like, why do I even have to give you a response back? Like, I don't even have to do that. Like, moving on. So when you start practicing, and remember, like I said, exclusivity is a practice. When you start practicing exclusivity, you guys are going to stop texting people back. You're going to stop responding when people say something negative. You're going to stop reacting when someone's being hateful. Like, you're just going to completely move on. And the piece that exclusivity comes with, and this is part 1. I'm going to do a part 2 on the steps to actually practice it. Okay, like new things that you have to do with your personality and characteristics to start this practice. Exclusivity is a practice, meaning you have to do it every single day in order for it to work for you and provide you with the life that you desire. And all smart people practice exclusivity because it makes your life better when you're not connected to any old body.
Oh, that's why she's hated. There you have it. She's definitely black and Caribbean and black and something. I'm telling you, them mammies can feel it, bro. They can feel when your ass is mixed. They can feel it. They can look at you and be like, well, I always thought you were mixed with some. I don't know. Them mammies, they know you're not fully a black. They know that you had some kind of luxury in your life that they didn't get no access to, or they will never have access to. They know that you've been around men that they can only dream that they could have, that will fucking look at them. I'm telling y'all, man. These are the things that I had to realize. Like, they know they can. Like, yo, check this out, y'all. Sidebar. All right. Here it is. I had Botox, butt lift, spas, affordable spas, right? A beach to my access, all of it. I'm talking about all that fancy shit that you see that people get on YouTube. I had access to that shit. You know, when people get that cold stomach thing to get their stomach flattened and shit, I had access to that. European Wax Museum, the European Wax Museum, I had a membership. And you think for once, right? For once, that these women don't, these mammies, these pygmishas, you think that they don't,
So we have 4 more.
you think that they don't pick up that I had access to them things. You think these mammies and pygmishas don't pick up that not only did I have access to them things, you think they don't know that I've been and had access to a celebrity. You think they don't know that? You think these mammies and these pygmishas can't feel that I had some kind of luxury in my life? These are the things that I had to start focusing on, and I had to start accepting. And this is a reality that I had to start accepting. I mean, it's a reality that I had to start accepting.
So we have 4 more months until the year ends. Okay.
Right.
And for the people that are going to come in here and say, oh,
Oh,
well,
dear.
I don't, time is an illusion. And, you can't really be, God has hit it. Like, honestly, I really just block people like that from the channel. It's really annoying sometimes.
Really?
When people are so combative and constantly trying to find fault when all I'm trying to do is help people. It's annoying, and it will get you blocked, and you will lose the benefit of being able to comment anything on my channel. Okay? I spoke about respect and boundary. I talk about that all the time. I don't allow disrespect, even if it's on my channel. You will be blocked. You will lose your opportunity to comment. You will lose your opportunity to engage with people if you're constantly challenging what I'm saying. If you don't like it, you don't have to listen to the channel. It's that simple. When I talk about time, people always forget that time is not on their side.
Not.
People who have that mindset of, yeah, I'm going to just sit here in my bed and think about it every morning and it's just going to manifest itself. That's not how life works.
Nope.
That's not how life works. You can't keep praying to God, I want to open up a store. I want to open up a store. I want to open up a store. And you're just sitting there. You're not going to look for the patents. You're not, going to look at warehouses. You're not putting in the work. You're just sitting there. Hopeless and helpless. Sitting in toxic feminine energy. Hopeless and helpless energy. With no resilience. Does your life have any structure and order? You got 4 more months left to the end of the year. If nothing in your life has changed in the year of 2024 and you're still where you're at, you need to book the next masterclass and you need to be on the next masterclass. Because time is of the essence. We don't have time to waste. If it's been, 9 months and nothing has changed for you, we have a problem. We have a problem. If it's been 9 months and nothing has changed for you, you haven't hit the goal that you wanted to hit, the business plan is still not written up, you haven't lost the pounds that you said you were going to lose, we have a problem. We have a problem. There's an area of your life, whether it's consistency, whether it's resilience, whether it's structure, whether it's taking responsibility, you're lacking in an area.
My life changed.
Because you're supposed to be hitting goals.
Right.
Okay? So if you want to invest in yourself in the last 4 months of the year, I encourage you to book the Structure in Order Masterclass.
Right.
It's on my website. Book it. It is very affordable for all of you, and it's an investment to make for yourself. Just listening to my videos is not enough for you to reach your goals. Reaching your goals is also a spiritual thing. If you don't invest in what you're trying to do, you won't reach it. You can watch as many weight loss videos as you want to. If you don't go to the gym and get a membership and get on that treadmill, you won't lose a pound. You can listen to as many of my level up videos as you want to. If you don't actually invest in it, which I said investing is something spiritual, if you don't invest in it, you won't get a return by just listening to me talk. You're just listening to me talk. Okay? So
That's a good marketing strategy. I like that. Smart women don't allow destiny swap. Guarding yourself is loving yourself. Beautiful women need to be in high-end spaces. Let's talk about this. Signs of India beauty. Smart people are never the prey. Pretty women in regular jobs. Oh, we probably have to. Let's go into pretty woman regular job. I don't even know if I'm ready for this. Okay, I might listen to this in private. Let's go ahead because they said beautiful women need to be in high-end spaces. Pretty women in regular jobs. That one's 26. That one's 21. We're gonna go to beautiful women need to be in high-end spaces.
Understand. Beautiful women are lonely women. All over the world, they're very lonely because men are too intimidated to go talk to them because she'll never want me, or they're drunk and spitting on them. Hey, baby. And so they never have a real authentic, beautiful women are never included in the lives of men, and they're never really included in the lives of women.
Shouts to Zan Perrion for that video. Beautiful women have to be very strategic in life in order to be happy, balanced, and well cultivated. Beautiful women are only for high-end spaces. Those are really the only spaces where you can 8 times out of 10 ensure that you'll have an overall pleasant experience, because the collective, the masses of men and women simply do not treat beautiful women correctly. So in order for a beautiful woman to have a positive life experience, she will have to be very strategic with the environment that she's in. And choosing high-end spaces will give you a much better, solid, pleasant experience. Beautiful women are to ensure and take the right measures and steps to make sure that you are 9 times out of 10 only in high-end spaces. Yes, you have to really curate a mapping point where you are only in high-end spaces, nice spaces, high caliber spaces, because beauty is currency. And if you are not in high caliber environments, your treatment will tend to be very poorly. People will tend to treat you very poorly if you are not in high-end spaces. Beautiful women are low-key socialites. You are a socialite. And in order to have the best environment for you, you should be around the nicest people, the nicest things, the nicest environment.
She said something. She said something, y'all. Didn't I say my social skills, my beauty has been snuffed out for me? I didn't even realize I was in a relationship with somebody who felt some type of way if I talked to other people. It didn't all hit me till later. Like, this person didn't even like me to talk to other people. Like, I was really in a very, very toxic relationship. And I had very toxic friendships as well. This is what I'm saying, the energy of your own mother being jealous of you can cause this kind of pain and sorrow in your life. And this woman keeps talking about her grandmother. she probably experienced her mama being jealous of her because I never heard her talk about. She was like she called her family and stuff, and then her grandma talked to her. She talks about her grandma more. She probably experienced her mama being jealous too. She ain't saying it. Is that who I think that is?
Environment, the nicest gyms, the nicest restaurants, because when you're in those type of spaces, there's an energy connected to those spaces, and that energy is on the frequency of beauty. Okay, it's on the frequency of beauty. Beauty is currency. That's why when men get rich, they try to get the most beautiful woman. Beauty walks with riches. The problem is when beautiful women are not in high-end spaces because they are either not strategic enough to get in those spaces, or they are not, working very hard to be able to afford those spaces. You tend to find yourself in spaces where mass groups of people and majority of the collective can infiltrate, and they have access to a beautiful woman, and therefore they start acting unhinged and out of control because you and them simply, your currency and vibration is not where they are. They're not used to that. So they will not understand how to treat you, okay? This is spiritual. This is spiritual. This is mental. This is the real deal. So let's get into it. Beautiful women are only for high-end spaces, and I'm going to tell you the mental psychology behind why I believe this to be the best option for beautiful women and their mental, emotional, and physical safety from the masses and the collective. When I was going to high school, my father fought for me to go to the best school in my city and the most high caliber school in my city, not particularly for the education that's provided there, but because he wanted me to be safe. He knows that if he put me in any of the other schools in my district, he knew that I'd probably get bullied on. And to avoid me from getting physically jumped on by people, he worked very hard for me to get into the high caliber high school, or the high end the A+ school in my city. Okay, we even had to do the whole, address, acting like I'm living with my aunt address in order for me to get into that school, because he wanted me to be at a high-end school for my own specific safety. Beautiful women are only to be in high-end spaces for self-protection. For example, the high school that my brother went to, not saying it was a bad high school, my parents were adamant about me not going there because they knew that we have a beautiful daughter. And if we allow her, not only do we have a beautiful daughter, she's very smart and she's more of a suburban Black girl. So if she goes to that type of environment, they're going to say she's a wannabe white girl. They're going to jump on her and they're going to bully her into the ground. My parents, they were on game. They didn't mind my brother going there because he's a man, he can defend himself. But for me as a woman, as a beautiful woman, they said, no, we're not going to have you go there. We're going to, try our best to get you to the A+ school so that you are protected. And from that young age, thinking back now to that time, beautiful women should only be in high-end spaces to protect themselves physically, mentally, and emotionally. I believe that beautiful women are only for high-end spaces. I do. Beauty is a form of currency. That's why when a man becomes rich, he gets the most beautiful woman to have on his arm. Beauty is a currency, it's an energy, it's a spirit, it's a gift from God. Beauty's also a gift. It's something that should only be around high-end spaces. Beautiful women are not to be in proximity to the general collective or masses, because it's going to be Melina 2.0. I don't think that mass groups should have direct access to beautiful women. I think, for example, beautiful women are idolized online. Beautiful women are admired online. Beautiful women are like, wow, you're so pretty, you're so pretty. Yeah, that's online. But if I walked into your workplace tomorrow, you wouldn't treat me that kindly. You wouldn't feel that warm towards me if I happened to walk into your workplace or your church tomorrow. You would feel triggered, you would feel slighted, because now you're in direct proximity to a beautiful woman. It's not there's no distance there. Now you're directly in front of me, so your feelings are going to be different. So beautiful women, I think, are to be admired from afar. I think beautiful women are to be admired, you know, on a grand scale where there's a lot of distance there. I don't think that it can be a proximity thing. It's like so many people admired Marilyn Monroe because she was beautiful, but yet when she would get on set with the directors that used to admire her from afar, when she would get on set with the directors, they started treating her badly, right? They started, being verbally abusive towards her because they would admire her when she was on screen because there was distance there. But now that she's face to face with them, they're getting triggered. Now that they're seeing her beauty face to face, they're triggered. So now they're going to start treating her badly. So beautiful women are not to be accessed by general masses or by the general collective, because people now they have that direct proximity to you, and they're not going to respond to you well. Beautiful women are to be looked at and admired from afar, fawned over from afar, admired from afar, socialite vibes. Beautiful women are supposed to be socialites. You are supposed to be getting into high-end rooms, high-caliber environments, high-caliber people. You will notice if you put a beautiful woman in the ghetto, she's going to get beat up. She's going to get her teeth knocked out. She's going to get dragged through the mud. They're going to drag her hair. They're going to beat her up, give her a black eye. If you put a beautiful woman in the ghetto, that's what they're going to do to her. They're going to completely destroy her.
Yes,
but if you put a beautiful woman in a very, very rich, multi-million-dollar neighborhood, she's going to probably get treated 10 times better. She's going to have opportunities provided to her. She's going to be put on the map. She's going to have a lot of favor with the locals because it's an energy. So rich people are used to nice things. So when a beautiful woman is in a multi-million-dollar neighborhood with multi-millionaires, multi-billionaires, she's going to get treated better because rich people are used to nice things. Beautiful women have currency. But if you put that beautiful woman in the ghetto, they're going to put her in a hospital. They're 1,000% going to put her in the hospital. They're going to kick out her rib cages. They are going to put her in a hospital because they are not to even be accessing that level of currency because they're not there. So beautiful women.
She's right. She's laughing, but she's right.
They're not there. So they just can't be around her because they're going. I'm telling you, beautiful women have to be around very specific, cultivated and curated environments where she is both physically, mentally, and emotionally protected. Beautiful women.
Was Exotical United wrong? Was Exotical United wrong for everything she's saying to y'all about being skinny, about having social climate, and social surmounting? It's Exotical, and I'm not here to speak for nobody. I'm speaking in general. I know why I beat myself up so bad about living in that motherfucking projects. I know why I beat myself up so bad about living in that, because I knew I didn't fucking belong there. I knew I didn't fucking belong there. And it's so deep. I'm realizing more where I do not belong in my life. Do y'all understand what I'm saying to you? I am realizing and I am waking up like, I don't belong. I don't belong. I don't belong around these people. These people are not worthy of me. And it's been hitting me so hard. Like, these people are not worthy of me. She is so right. I think about my own children, my own daughter, everything I did for her. She is so fucking right. I'm just saying, I'm just laughing because I heard and I see how y'all be dragging Exotical United. Y'all be dragging her. And I'll be like, what she do so wrong? What she say so wrong? And here I am browsing the internet, and she not the only one saying it. And as a matter of fact, I think this woman is a lot more. I think Exotical United is a little bit more, professional and a little bit more kind. This woman right here is the real deal. She's raw. I know why I align with her. She's fucking raw. She's telling it exactly what the fuck it is. Because she's right. That's why she hits my heart. Don't nobody hit my heart. A lot of people just make me think. But she hit my heart. I'll be like, damn, she just hitting all my heart. She might be a Pisces now that I think about it. Because girl, she's so fucking right about the immaturity of women. She's so right about the immaturity of women. She's so fucking right about the viciousness and the ganging up shit, the narcissism of women. You know something? I have seen videos where a lot of mature men talk about women's narcissism, right? And the lack of responsibility of women and shit like that, right? And I also look at how there were women that were saying that Cassie, the one, Diddy's ex, was that his fiance? I don't know. How she was looking for attention, that the situation between her and Diddy wasn't even like, I guess to say that situation with her and Diddy was not that serious or something, or Cassie was just looking for clout or some shit. Like the shit I be hearing. And the reality is she's right. They shouldn't have access to you. You know what I'm saying? They shouldn't. I'm about to listen to the one about regular job though. Hold on. Let me see. Dark side of being pretty. Pretty does hurt. Okay, set to fail. Why the black community shames women for glowing up. Haley Evelyn, you're the reject. Bright stars don't do groups. The pretty women have no friends, right? The Nana journey. Let me tell y'all something. Stop being you so I could be you. I'm dead. Why they don't like you and never will. Why beautiful women must weaponize masculinity. Soft power, the 4 ways that feminine women are. Okay. Hold on. I want to go to this regular job one. And she's right. Beautiful women do need to be in high-end places. Let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you why that friend called me. She was workplace bullying and smear campaign and pretty women in regular jobs, bullying and corporate. 9 months, both of them are 9 months ago. Okay, hold on. Okay. So here we go. What was I about to say? What was I talking about? Let me get my mind back together, because I want to make sure I didn't forget that one. I have sat here and I have been telling y'all, I don't even think beautiful people should be online. I said that. I don't think even beautiful people should be online or on social media, right? Now, excuse me. When I sit back and think about my life and my life where I'm taking it right now, right? And I realize how much I'm intuitively and spiritually moving different. And I'm realizing, like, yo, this woman right here is touching my heart with everything that she's saying. Because tell me, like, if this is not the same shit I talk about, you know what I'm saying? Not to the depth in the way she, like, look, this is what happened with that. That's what I was talking about. Okay. She was listening to the show, and I was talking about in a transparent way, because you and I know she was listening to the show looking for trouble. She was looking for trouble. In a transparent way to say that because this person was around, this is why my relationships, I was attracting them the way I was, because this was that person's energy and it was not mine. And I'm gonna tell y'all, and I'm guaranteed you, I'm gonna come across a video, if not by her, but by somebody that's gonna tell you, if you're not fucking careful, you will take on the energy of that person who is stalking you, or that fake friend, as we call her. And you must be very careful. She can project very deeply, and you'll find yourself living out her life that's not your life. Same thing with that toxic relationship. You'll be living out a life that's not your fucking life. You'll be living out their projection. And so you have to be very fucking careful. Okay? So this one right here, let me go ahead. I'm probably gonna have to take this one in pieces. If it get too much, I'm gonna just pause it. But let's go. Because one, I just saw one says, stop being you so I can be you. But let's go.
Listen, I just have to be honest. I have to be straight up. Beautiful women cannot work regular jobs. You just cannot. This has been being talked about on TikTok. It's being talked about on YouTube. I think that Exoticals United has done a couple videos on it. The Exotic Brown Skin has done a video.
Okay, so she aware of her.
So I definitely have to put in my 2 cents, because I know this topic like the back of my hand. Also, before we get into the video, if you guys have not signed up for the Defeat Social Awkwardness Masterclass, it's next Sunday at 7 p.m. You definitely want to get signed up to be a part of this masterclass. Additionally, if you're a beautiful woman, especially, this is for everybody, men and women, but if you're an attractive person and you get your social skills where they need to be, you will always have opportunities opening up for you all the time. You just got to know how to talk. Anyways, let's get started. Now, let me go ahead and take this. If you are somebody who is very, very sensitive, or you are the kind of person that I like to call them la la land people, those are people who don't want to accept the truths of life. Those are the people who you get very with something being said that's not usually said. Those people are people who live in like a delusional state of mind, where they don't want to accept the reality, so they kind of act like it doesn't exist. And if someone brings it to light, then they're bothered by it. Listen, this has been going all around TikTok. The subject has been happening. I want to debunk that. I think the Exotic Brown Skin, she's on YouTube. Also, I think Exoticals United talks about this topic a lot, and I wanted to give my 2 cents on it as well. And it's about how beautiful women cannot work regular jobs. Okay. The experience of a beautiful woman is very, very different from the experience of a woman who's, I guess, not considered gorgeous. Beautiful women go through a lot of mental gymnastics and internal battles because of their experiences in life and the way people react to beautiful women. Which is why I always tell people, it's not about, I was having this conversation the other day, it's not about thinking you're better than everyone because you're relatively attractive or whatever. It's about understanding what people will do to you and how people will treat you because you're attractive. So you kind of have to develop these subtle, micro ways of how you deal with people in order to protect yourself when you realize how both men and women respond to beautiful women. Me, myself, I used to be this open butterfly, smiling from ear to ear, hi, type of person. And because I've went through what I went through in life at the hands of people who would randomly want to mistreat me because of the way I look, I'm so not like that anymore. I personally believe I'm actually a very non-approachable person on my daily life. I'm not saying I look mean. I'm not saying I look tough. I'm not saying I'm aggressive, but my energy is very intimidating. And it's like that on purpose because I don't want anybody to feel comfortable enough, even though some oddballs still try to. I don't want anybody to feel comfortable enough to think that you're gonna just like come up to me and bring your trash to me. I have the type of energy where it's like, please stay out of my way. If you're not gonna be respectful, do not approach me. That is what my energy says. And as you grow in spirituality, as you grow in confidence, your energy is gonna speak before you do. I don't have to tell anyone, hey, don't bring that to me. My energy already says it. They already know. With you guys, you may not sense that or get that because, we're a community. This is online platform. I'm smiling. I'm laughing on live. It's fun. We're having a good time. But in my waking life, when I leave my home and I go to the mall and I go to the grocery store, or I go get my car cleaned, my energy is very, very different because I know the way the real world responds to beautiful women and how hostile they can be. So beautiful women and working regular jobs. Let me debunk that. A lot of times I tell women, if you are a beautiful woman, and this is not me trying to, push a sugar baby lifestyle or anything like that, but if you are a beautiful woman, there's particular jobs that you can work and there are particular jobs that you cannot work. Okay. I always tell beautiful women, be a server. If you're a gorgeous woman, you need to find the top-notch restaurant in your area, 5-star restaurant, and become a server at that restaurant. The money that you would make.
Listen, you know what's so funny about her saying that? I was like, fuck it, I want to be a bartender. And I remember when I called, friend at work said, are you sure you want to do a bartender again? You sure you want to do customer service again? And I was thinking about what I really, really want to do. I really want to be, I'm not going to say it here, but what I really want to be. But I even thought about fucking Starbucks. It is so funny because I thought about Starbucks. And I still think about working at Starbucks. I'm not going to hold you. But you know what I'm saying? I understand what she's saying about get a fucking server job. And just motherfucking just do that all fucking day and make your money that way. I get what she's saying. I do. Cause I do be low key feeling like that sometimes. I really do.
40 hours per week at a corporate desk job where you're being bullied daily by women in their cubicles. First of all, if you're a server, you're running laps up and down the restaurant. Women don't even have much access to bully you and talk to you and like mess with you because everybody's running up and down trying to serve these tables. There's not enough time for interactions like that. Secondly, you're a beautiful woman in a setting where hundreds of wealthy men and women are walking in and out. You'll serve someone's table and they'll say, oh my God, like you're so beautiful. I love how professional you are. Oh my God, this was wonderful. I want to give you an opportunity. And it'll usually come from a man of high status. Don't put yourself as a beautiful woman in environments where people get to be abusive. And the workplace is the perfect environment for people to unleash like a wild beast on a beautiful woman. The workplace, the church, they do the same thing in religious settings. When I go to church, I don't talk to people at church. I don't hang out after service. I don't join any teams. I don't join any clubs. I'm not on the prayer team. Because the minute people get in proximity with a beautiful woman, they now have the opportunity to unleash their projections and insecurities onto you. They know that in their waking life, you would never be their friend. They know in their waking life, they wouldn't have access to a kind of woman like you. The men know that, but they're like, you know what? Me and her, we're both on the prayer team. So because we're in proximity, I now have the opportunity to beat her into the ground because we're in the same proximity. Proximity is important. Many people don't understand the power of proximity. And once you understand that, you won't allow many people in your proximity. Okay, like with me, the way I live my life, not everybody you don't just get to be around me. And I'm not saying that in a narcissistic or arrogant way, but I know that all people need is a teeny tiny space of proximity to a beautiful woman for their demons to start manifesting. A small space is all they need. So I understand the power of proximity. You know, even when I go to churches, I don't talk to people. I walk in, good morning, how you doing? I sit down, praise and worship, listen to the word, write down my notes, give my tithes, and I'm out of there like a track star. I'm out of there like a track star because people will use the environment and the proximity that they have to bully a beautiful woman because it's their only opportunity to do so. That's why when beautiful women go in the workplace, all the other women in there, they get excited because it's like, oh my God, finally we have someone that we can bully. We have someone that we can unleash our insecurities on.
That got bullied. The two girls that got bullied at the job, right? The two girls that got bullied were it was over Dick. It was over one of the managers, right? Because I hear stories. I don't say nothing. If I really wanted to get the tea, if I really wanted to hear the story, me and my bro can really get the truth, but it ain't that deep. Anyway, I'm trying to remember. It was both of them were both short. One was a chubby short girl. The other one was a kind of petite short girl. And they were friends. They were like close friends. I remember their names. I'm not going to say I remember one of the petite girl, remember her name. The girl was actually pretty. The other girl wasn't bad looking. She would look better if she would have just lost her weight, right? But they bullied the fuck out of those two girls. They bullied the fuck out of those two girls over that fucking Dick. That shit was crazy. They end up getting a better job and shit, but yeah.
That we can unleash our low self-esteem on. Both men and women get excited when beautiful women start working because beautiful women are socialites. You are the center of every room that you walk into. You stand out.
You know what?
You are
the celebrate that shit. I like, yo, I really do have a personality. When I open my mouth and I talk, I'm very likable. She was like, you really do. You do have a personality. You do. You are likable. I'm like, yeah. We really do know how to like go into a room and open up in that room and make it happen. You know what I'm saying?
Socialite and the celebrity of every room you walk into when you're a beautiful woman. Everyone knows you, everyone spots you, everyone's asking questions about you, everyone's trying to follow you on Instagram all of a sudden, everyone's Googling you. You are the socialite of your environment. And you have to be very, very careful with that. Beautiful women should be working server jobs. Beautiful women should always be trying to climb up the ladder in some way. You work a social job, at a server job at a 5-star restaurant, a multimillionaire man. Notice I say multimillionaire man because if you're a beautiful woman, it's very rare that another woman will give you an opportunity. Women are way too competitive for that. I always tell beautiful women, your opportunities are going to come from men 9 times out of 10. For women, it's always this competitive thing. They're not going to give it to you. I'm sorry, but you want your boss to promote you. I know that you do. But if you're beautiful, she's not going to do it.
Yes. And that's something I had to see in my, that's talking to me too. That's talking to my heart too. Because the guy that was in my inbox about what he was doing, she's right. That is an opportunity for him. That person.
She's not. There's always going to be this weird tube with her. There's always going to be this invisible tension that you can cut with a knife. This thick tension. You don't know where it's coming from, but you feel it.
Right.
So as a beautiful woman, don't go into places expecting women to give you opportunities. It's very, very rare. And if they do, there's some type of motive behind it. Because women are visually competitive. Now, if you're a beautiful woman, a man 9 times out of 10 is where your opportunity is going to come from. And not all men are going to give you an opportunity because they want to sleep with you. Some men just like pretty women. They just like beautiful women, and they just want to make beautiful women happy. It's an ego boost for them to give a beautiful woman an opportunity to be their executive assistant. It's an ego boost for them to have a beautiful woman traveling with them to go to business meetings. Like it's an ego boost. A lot of men, high ascended masculine men, established in this for them. They just want to be around you. They just want you around them. You make their life feel luxurious. That's why a high value man will have a yacht and have 15 beautiful girls on there. He's not planning on dealing with any of them. He just wants them to decorate his yacht. Beautiful women are like a decoration for them in a good way. So these are the harsh truths that, these are the harsh truths that a lot of women are not going to want to accept. Because why are a lot of women not going to want to accept these harsh truths? Because not all women are beautiful. Or this beauty standard. Not all women are the beauty standard. That's why they give gorgeous women a very hard time. And that's why these conversations are so triggering to them, because they know that I'm gassing beautiful women up, and I'm giving them the ropes and the blueprint on how to get to the top. You're going to use your beauty, and you're going to leverage that.
And she's giving game for free, because let me tell you something. In the back of my head, every time I feel, right, the creator's code, every time I feel the frequency of looking at the symmetry of my face, doing all these different things, taking notes about the way my face symmetry looks, taking notes about all these things, taking notes about the best hairstyles for my face shape, looking up if locks are considered to be beautiful and all kind of stuff, because I'm doing that, right? Because I'm noticing a lot of women, these beautiful women, all have straight hair. No, none of them have their hair natural. No, I'm not saying that natural hair. I'm not trying to say that, but I'm starting to realize that. I'm like, does any of these women wear locks or trans? Does any of these articles wear this? So I'm starting to look at that too. So every time I feel it in the back of my head, these are the things that I can also feel as well. And I know I'm manifesting, but it's like I'm moving smart. But I just know what's going to come with the territory of it. The thing about it in my life now is I'm not afraid anymore. That's the difference. I don't feel afraid to be beautiful. I don't feel afraid to put my makeup on now. I don't feel afraid, you know what I'm saying, to just throw on some eyeliner and put on some nice lashes. I don't feel afraid to go get what I need to get to start brightening my skin and start doing my bone structure. I don't feel afraid of that no more. Is that Selena?
And you're not going to allow other women or men to bully you into not using your beauty to get what you want. Use your beauty to get what you want. Beautiful women in the workplace is a total disaster. Your boss is going to try it. Your coworkers are going to try it. It's going to give low value men the opportunity to be in proximity to you. So even they are going to try to start bullying you. Okay? You're going to deal with women who have deep-rooted insecurities and traumas, and they are going to take it out on you. It gives everybody the proximity. Beautiful women should not give everybody the opportunity to be in proximity with them.
That's true.
Beautiful women are like a rare breed where you're supposed to always be kind of set apart in a way, not because you think you're better, but to protect yourself from the collective. That reminds me of this girl when I went to high school. She's a beautiful girl. She was a mixed girl. I think she was Puerto Rican and Jamaican. I think she was very, very pretty girl. But I noticed that she was always alone in school, in high school. She would always have her headphones in. And I remember her being leaned on the wall, scrolling on her phone in the lunchroom. She never ate lunch. She would probably buy a bag of chips. She was tall. She was probably 5'9", curly, pretty hair, exotical. She was an exotical. And she would lean against the wall. And then after school, she would hop into her Mercedes that her parents bought her and drive off. But she never spoke to people. She wasn't rude, but she was always by herself or with one of her other friends who looked just like her. And I realized that beautiful women like that get drilled into the ground if they allow people to be in proximity to them.
Right.
So she already learned at the age of 17, her mother did a good job already teaching her and letting her know, keep people at arm's length. Because that jealousy, when it starts to fester in them, they're going to get violent. Me personally, growing up in a Christian home, I was taught the opposite. I was taught, be a lover of all people, open your arms to all people, be friends with all people, let all people in. Baby, I don't do that anymore. And that has nothing to do with me being less Christian or whatever. I know what people will try to do to me. I know how insecure and envious people are. Especially when a Black woman is beautiful, it's times 10. I'm very aware of that, so I don't live my life with open arms. Absolutely not. That's dangerous to me, to my life. That's dangerous to my well-being. I have to always look over my shoulder. I have to always make sure that the person doing my hair is not going to put the wrong hair dye or something like that. I have to look over my shoulder because I know what the world does to beautiful women. Beautiful women cannot work regular jobs.
That's true.
Because you're giving these people proximity to you, and what they like to do is team up to make the beautiful woman the laughing stock.
Sure.
They want to lower your confidence levels.
Yep.
They want to make you feel insecure about thyself. Beautiful women should not be working regular jobs. You can be a server. You can anything that's high end, anything that gets you close to high value people, that's a job that you should try to work. Or a job where you are the boss and you are at the top and you can't be dismantled. You have to develop very, very, very good social skills, especially if you're a beautiful woman. You got to have those social skills, because if you combine social skills with beauty, doors will open for you everywhere that you go. People will want to give an opportunity to you because, one, they love to look at you, and two, they love talking to you. What else do you need? Okay, if you are a beautiful woman and you struggle with, socially, don't forget to sign up for the Defeat Social Awkwardness Masterclass. It's next Sunday at 7 o'clock. That way you can learn what type of character traits to avoid so that you can keep building on that privilege.
Okay, we're gonna go to the exotical round again, and let's hear what she has to say. Man, these exotical.
So I want you guys to be aware of women and men who take advantage of having access to you on the workplace to terrorize you. As beautiful and exotic women, we are targets nonetheless, but on the workplace, I think it emboldens people who usually wouldn't have access to you otherwise to mistreat you. And they flex their power and their status within the company to be able to do horrible things to you, like sabotage you, create smear campaigns, get you fired, create rumors. Whatever their plan is, whether it's long-term or short-term, they can enact whatever they want to onto you because they have access to you. And this is why it's so important that as beautiful women, we find our way out of corporate America. Long term, it is not lucrative. Obviously, if you have to work a corporate job right now to stay afloat, to support your lifestyle, to get experience in the field you want to enter into, I understand completely. But long term, we should be looking at removing ourselves from corporate America just because of how taxing it is on our mental health, on our...
He's right.
Our physical health, because eventually issues with our mental health manifest in the body, and it can just be all around very dangerous and destructive. So I want to discuss the different ways that people like to attack beautiful women in the workplace, and I also want to talk about the types of people that do these things, because it's a very specific kind of person, a very specific kind of miserable person. And I want to talk about the ways that we can try to plan for our exit, ways we can find other jobs within corporate America that nurture our creativity, our beauty, and ways that we can really vet different companies and different company cultures so that we're not ending up in toxic situations with toxic leadership and people who are going to gaslight you and try to sabotage you and create smear campaigns.
The other day, I ran across this video of this woman talking about how Tier 7 always mentioned that pretty women shouldn't have regular jobs, right? When I heard that, it made so much sense to me immediately, because my experience is, I feel like, so different from the average person just because of how I look. I have the weirdest interactions with people when I'm at work. And I feel like it because, you know, the everyday, like regular people, they're not really going to have access to you. If they see you in public, they'll just walk by, because if they approach you for no reason, it'll be kind of weird. But when you're at work, people feel like they have this like advantage because they can approach you, and then you have to be polite and professional because you're at work. So they'll either try you or be weirdly inappropriate.
A lot of people, because they wouldn't usually have access to you in the real world outside of the four walls that you work in, they see you being in their vicinity as an opportunity to mess with you.
Do y'all see how fucked up that sound? You see how that sound? You just trying to go and you trying to make your money, you trying to stay focused, and you just not understanding why all this shit is going on around you, because because it's deep, bro. This is the type of shit that makes people for social surmounting in life, these are the experiences that make you push more into the frequency of pushing it, believing and shifting your reality to what you want. This makes you jump timelines like, nah, I'm not going through this. What's the reality that I want my life to be? And you make your life that reality. That is what's going on.
They understand that you're exceptionally beautiful. They understand that you have privilege. They understand that people receive you well because of how you look. And if they're unattractive, or if they're insecure or jealous, they're not going to ever be comfortable or okay with you working in that place and having peace. They never want you to settle in. They never want you to get too comfortable. They never want you to have peace, because the longer you're there, the more uncomfortable they are. The longer you're there, the less comfort and less joy they can experience. Because your presence, even if you never talk to them, even if you've never held a conversation with them, even if they aren't even in your department, the sheer fact that
this is how it came to me about somebody at work that I wasn't even fucking paying attention to, right? And they had called me ghetto, and I was like, ghetto? And I had, talked to them about it again the next day, and it was like, you are ghetto. And I was just like, and if you know me, you know for damn sure, anybody who know me know damn well I ain't no motherfucking ghetto, right? And I like, oh, this one jealous too. Oh, okay. See what I'm saying? I peeped it. So even though she's beautiful, I think she's very pretty. I'm beautiful. I think very pretty, right? At the same time, I am starting to see something else. I need y'all to hear me very closely. I'm starting to notice the women I look at and I think are pretty, they don't got no self-esteem. You know how I know they don't have no self-esteem? I look at how they carry themselves. I really do. I'm starting to catch on to that. Like, I be like, she's pretty, but then I look at how she wear her pants, how she wear her shoes, how she wear her clothes. I'm like, she don't really carry herself like she pretty. She don't really, you see what I'm saying? And that's what I've noticed about them. And I'd be like, man, it don't even matter that they pretty. And see, the thing is, because there's so many women like that, this is why you have to put a frequency out there so that anybody don't think it's okay to approach you.
You are even in the building sometimes, or in the organization if you work from home, is enough to send them up the wall, and you will start to see people do the darndest things to try to push you out. You know, I hate the idea of these people being able to control our lives simply because they're threatened, simply because they can't stand us, they can't take us. I think a lot of times these people will do things like saying inappropriate things to you. They will say inappropriate things to take your temperature, to see if you're gonna set a boundary, or to see if you're gonna just let it roll off your back, like just to see how far they can push you, how far they can push your buttons. So they'll do inappropriate things, they'll say inappropriate things in front of you to see if you're gonna remain professional.
We're not, yes, we don't gotta go there. I peeped that, and then I peeped what somebody else said, and I just started peeping shit, and I started moving different. And we know what happened when I started moving different. I started earning my clothes, not my clothes, but start earning my work, my uniform. I started earning my uniform. I started changing the style up of how I dressed at work. And even how I was wrapping my hair up. I didn't even put the bonnet on no more. That was a little switch up. That's the little switcheroo that I did. Okay? That's the little switcheroo that I did. And so now I'm at the point where, like I said, I'm looking at my hair, and I know I had this lock style in my head. And I still like my lock style, but I'm starting to really think about it. You see what I'm saying? Like, what look do I really want to go for, and how do I want this to look, and how am I going to style it? You see what I'm saying? So I'm saying all this to say, I started realizing that I'm not welcome. Do you see what I'm saying? I'm fucking not welcome there. You see what I'm saying? And even one of the best managers I had, they pushed her out. I accidentally called her. Like, literally accidentally called her for real, because I was calling the job, and she called back, and we talked, and she told me what went down. And I'm like, she's a pretty woman, very pretty woman. And so you just don't belong there. Have you ever noticed at work that not only is somebody attractive, but somebody who's attractive and actually does their job and make sure that the job gets done, that they push those people out? Because the work world and the workforce itself is not a place for intellectuals. I'm being for real. Like, the best job is the jobs where you can sit around and you do the least work and make the most money. Those are the best jobs. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Hold on, y'all. And she sounds so young. Okay. Beautiful women don't get empathy. Oh, we know that one. Jealous women and fake concern.
Hello, my beautiful ladies and my handsome gentlemen. Today we are going to be talking about how jealous people can fake concern. Okay, this is going to be a really good topic. Also, if you have not signed up for the Defeating Social Awkwardness Masterclass this Sunday at 7, go ahead, visit yourlevelupcrew.net and get yourself signed up. But let's talk about how jealous people, or jealous women in particular, like to fake concern. Now, this has to be one of the most what's the word? This has to be one of the most witty and smart ways that jealous women like to cover up their jealousy, is by faking concern. And I am going to give several examples of that. Like I told you guys before,
Oh,
I am
let's
no
talk about
dummy to
that one.
jealousy. I am no dummy to jealousy. I actually laugh when women think that I'm not going, like, I can't tell, or they think that, you know, a lot of women on hiding their jealous behaviors behind certain actions in hopes that you won't catch them or put two and two together. I am a veteran when it comes to spotting jealous behavior because I've dealt with it for so long, so you can't get past me with that. I know. And one of the major ways that a lot of jealous women show their jealousy is through fake concern. So women, in summary, are very emotional. A lot of times we talk about men and all the things that men do, but no one talks about how manipulative women are and how they can sometimes use emotion as a way to trigger or exhibit a certain behavior in a person, right? They will try to use emotion.
Yes, we got to talk. What does this happen?
Jealous women.
Let me tell you something. They said that they were lovers. Story goes that they were lovers. Is that true? Can anybody confirm that Selena and this lady were actually lovers? And I feel like she was good in jail. Yo, low key, I feel like that woman didn't even suffer while she was in jail. I feel like she was good. She made a name for herself in that bitch. Here we go. So listen, man, this one right here. What does this have to do with social surmounting? For those of you who may have just come in here, I'll explain. Now, social surmounting is a way of saying climbing, getting yourself out there for socializing. What does it take to socially surmount yourself in this world, right? Now, we are getting into the blockers of your social surmounting, which is jealous women, which is the fake friend. We did a whole series on that, and which is right now we're talking about how jealous women right here get in the way of your destiny, ruin destinies. Okay, ruin destinies, and that's real talk. I said that. I said they will come to usurp your energy, to be just like you, to drain you, to project onto you, and the next thing you know, your life is experiencing what the fuck they are, and it's not even you're not even who you are. You're wondering why you want to go to work, but you can't go to work because she don't want you to make money. She don't want you to have what you have. You wonder why you about to lose what you got because she don't want you to have it. You see what I'm saying? Because that's the energy that she projected. Every time you have a friend, something's happening and you can't seem to keep. I'm telling you, go watch the movie Chloe. I'm gonna tell you a scene right now. If you never watched it, I'm gonna tell you this one scene. There's a scene where she met this woman at the yoga studio using another name, lied about her name. The woman told her about some internship she was going to do because she lied about some job she had in Japan and this, that, and the third. She lied about her entire life. She was a loser that still lived with her mother who had Alzheimer's, okay? And so, anyway, she went to that lady who the lady was about to do that job for that she was so excited for and lied in the email and said, I had this freelance work for her and she never paid me and I'm not trying to speak bad on her. And she didn't get the internship and she didn't understand why the lady switched up on her. That's the type of shit they do to block destiny. And this is why you have to be very careful with these women. It's like that one person I told you I'd be talking to her and I was like, yo, why I feel like she in competition with me in the conversation. I'm not in competition, but what that is because of the level of intelligence. You see what I'm saying? Because when your beauty is so deep, like you being beautiful, being smart, being social, being all these things, it just builds you up, frequency wise. And these people don't belong around you. And that's what it is. But we gotta get into this one right here though. Let's go.
Jealous women who ruin destinies are usually narcissists. A lot of people underestimate the narcissistic female, the narcissistic woman, because in society we were raised to believe that men were the ones who were scary, men were the ones who can do damage. Yeah, women are just as vicious as men. They're just different in the way that they do it. They may not physically assault you or be aggressive with you, but they will do things to take you out the land of the living, like what happened to the young lady I'm getting ready to talk about, to ruin your destiny because they were jealous. If you want to learn more about narcissism, I have a class on disarming the narcissist that is going to be towards the end of November. It's literally a month from now, so definitely go on the description bar and sign up. For you all who ever dealt with narcissistic abuse, I dealt with narcissistic abuse since I was like 3 years old from the people that I was around. And it was very difficult to walk away, but once I realized how abusive they were, I didn't have a choice. And this class will teach you about how to spot a narcissist, what they do, what they say, how they act, what they look like, and disarming them and removing them from your atmosphere. So let's get started on how jealous women ruin your destiny. What if I told you that taking you out of the game or totally annihilating you is also a form of ruining your destiny and destiny swapping?
Yes.
So I came across an article the other day where it was discussed how a young lady opened up her own store and she invited her friends. I'm not sure what country this happened in. I scrolled past it, and that's why I was encouraged to make this video. This young lady opened up a store and invited her friends to come and celebrate with her. You know, champagne. I mean, come on, you know, it's a celebration.
Right.
Champagne, this and that. And somebody apparently slipped something in her drink. And when she went to the Uber, she started to be explicit, but she started vomiting in the Uber, and she started doing the number 1 and number 2 on herself as she was in the Uber. And by the time they made it to the hospital, she unfortunately didn't make it. I was having this conversation this morning with a family member. Self-preservation is also preserving your destiny.
Yes.
From people who can alter your destiny, not by necessarily swapping it, but by getting you out the game.
We got to come back. I got to retitle this. We got to come back. We coming back. All right. I see y'all in the audience, but we got to come back. It's after 2. Nah.